in Philadelphia. Same place, you know Karen Moyer? You know, we went to school. No, it was a good school, good time.
You know, how do you know all these things?
You know a lot of stuff too. It's my job. If I wasn't
I would have
dumbass,
thought you
I
were
wouldn't
like
be here.
very
Yeah, I know it because I actually think that it's key to what I do. And what I do is key to, it's all intertwined. But anyhow, if you want the other way to do it is to do this. It's preschool. You can push that down. Yeah, that's over, no friction. Like tons of technology about these things. Oh, you know, somebody in here mentioned last time Lowry Burgess. Yeah. Lowry Burgess. Essentially, he collects offshore fishing equipment, and I have no idea why. Other than I can appreciate it because it's incredible. I mean, isn't it just nice to turn the cranks and stuff? It's just great. I love this stuff. Let's take it like saws and planes. You guys use, for the most part, I would assume, you do woodworking types of things. Most of that two main tasks, right? The two fundamental tasks are making straight lines and dividing. And if you think about a tree, what's the problem when you divide a tree? What is a tree, or maybe think of it this way, what does a piece of wood have as a natural characteristic that makes it that when you try to divide it in one direction, it's easy, and you try to divide it in the other direction, it's hard.
Fibers?
Yeah, wood's got fibers, which we call grain most of the time, right? Well, here, I'll show you the blade. This is a modern thing. Very, very old invention, though, maybe 10th century. This is the blade from a Japanese type of saw. Remember that Asian saws, in other words, a tooth, and another tooth, and another tooth, and another tooth that are pushed through the wood, and each one of them cuts a chip of wood out. And then a lot of you have little saws like this, right? Saw, and then return stroke, and then push this saw and return stroke. So it has this rigid thing on the back. It's a very thin saw, but it's got this on the back. And so they call it a back saw. But you're going to find that out, whoever those people are. So how do you make stuff, when you have to make something straight, this is for dividing wood. How do you guys make something, it's got a flat metal table that's down like that, and yeah, what's that jointer thing do?
Shaves off.
Runs the blade around and shaves.
What's its purpose? Make a surface flat and straight, and that's it. It's a really not very versatile tool, right?
Switch.
I mean, why would it's heavier? That's true. So that is gonna help in terms of momentum and things like that. So what's the biggest factor?
Length.
The larger reference. It will ignore. I can go up and down hills with this in the woods, but the hills that I go up and down with this have to be like 20 inches long. So the longer I make this, the foot of this thing, the sole of this thing, straighter it can come. Because these little guys are generally so complicated inside and so difficult to get a hold of, very few people will let you just rip their camera apart. But these guys that,
I might make a video later. There's a lot of cool stuff.
And there's some very interesting technology that allows this thing to cost that little. And I won't go into what it's all about, but yeah.
Alright, yeah. Like a slow shutter speed? Like that?
And we'll do it if you're in group 3, you're doing
This one's really hard to see.
What's going on here? Somebody from the number 2 group or holding that, take this schedule. You'll see what it is. And there's also, I'm going to give that to the people that are scheduled. sort of like under sort of this taxonomy system. You guys are called what? Yeah, you're humans. You're Homo sapiens. Right? And then there's other people. You can put primates on that thing. You can put the vertebrates, the invertebrates. That's a taxonomy. By the time this moves along, you will develop probably a taxonomy. These two products, this fly fishing rod and this surf fishing rod, are related to each other, but they're clearly different species. Clearly different. You're going to be developing that kind of taxonomy. So if bicycle brakes slip, I mean, there's like 6 different ways you can stop a bicycle today. There are, I don't know how many different ways you can have people film, get light coherently focused on it, and take a picture. And they are taxonometrically related to each other. So, are you guys okay with the group? We're going to tough this out? And it's better to probably meet like in there, isn't it? I mean, this is a horribly small space.